So Elon Musk is playing the Game of Thrones with Twitter, and I'm really interested in how this is going to play out. Now, by the time you watch this on YouTube or Facebook or wherever else, things may have changed. This is going to be a rapidly updating situation because a lot of it is done through Elon Musk's Twitter feed. But it's worth talking about. But before we start, if you want to support us, I'd like to give you a good reason to do so. Recently, I released the premium video on Lotus.com. What did we learn from Matrix Resurrections? And I think we learned an awful lot. Now, I hate to toot my own horn, but my media analysis is the best media analysis, and you're not going to get this sort of level quality anywhere else. And I've not seen this take from anyone else. So definitely go check that out if you want to support us. But anyway, right. So starting on April the 4th, Elon Musk revealed that he'd bought loads and loads of Twitter stonks. Loads of them. 9.2% stake in Twitter, making him the single largest shareholder of the company, which came as something of a surprise to everyone, it seemed. He'd built up by like, do you think Twitter's acting as a free speech platform? And everyone's like, well, no, duh.
He was asking these questions, kind of seeding things, but I wasn't expecting him to just outright buy a part of Twitter. I was expecting him to come out with his own social media platform or something.
Or just something, It's like, no, he's just going to buy his way in. And this clearly came as something as a surprise to Twitter CEO Parag Agrawal, who was then like, I'm excited to share that we're appointing Elon Musk to the board, because of course he doesn't have to be on the board.
I can only imagine this, the smiley face mask with the crying soy jack
well,
behind
if you want to get to the next one, this is exactly what people were.
I'm so excited, guys.
I can't wait, because Parag Agrawal is not a free speech absolutist like Elon Musk is. But anyway, going back to his statement, through conversations with Elon in recent weeks, it's become clear that he would bring great value to our board. He is both a passionate believer and intense critic of the service, which is exactly what we need on Twitter and in the boardroom to make us stronger in the long term. Welcome, Elon. Yeah, you can feel the tears as he's typing that out. Elon Musk thanked Parag. He said, looking forward to working with Parag on the Twitter board to make significant improvements to Twitter in the coming months. All very Game of Thrones-esque. This is very much, we're so delighted to have you. Oh, I'm delighted to be here.
Oh, yes.
While they're both holding knives secretly under
there. Cersei there. I'm so happy that Tyrion's here to foil my plans.
Exactly. And and Elon Musk is playing the Tyrion in this role.
He absolutely is.
Smugly, I'm so glad you're happy, sister. And so Elon then starts tweeting about this. And it's funny. Really funny. And it's very, very interesting.
It's great that we've got such a visible public figure who's so rich and influential, who's just got a sense of humour.
Someone who...
So few of them do nowadays.
And who generally seems to be on the right side of things when it comes to the regular person. Right?
Yeah.
He seems to actually have considerations to the regular person.
He's obviously a very, very intelligent man, but unlike other people who would be considered public intellectuals, for instance, he's actually had to work to attain his position of influence. He's not just been handed it by academia or something.
Yeah.
And I think academia does kind of distort people's view on reality, whereas Elon knows what he's talking about.
But the fact that he is prepared to make cultural interventions makes him the kind of Donald Trump of Twitter now that Donald Trump is gone. Right? He's prepared to say the unpopular thing in elite circles that is very popular outside of elite circles.
Yeah. And he owns part of it now, so they can't even kick him off like they did with Trump.
They can't do anything about it. And so, I mean, like this next one is one of those interventions, because people have been asking for an edit button for ages, but of course there should be caveats to that. But what I like about Elon is that he's well prepared to telegraph his commitment to the meme side of the internet. If you can get to the next one, it's like... just tweets out 69.420% of statistics are false. Now, old joke, but this isn't just a joke, right? This is him telegraphing that he is in touch with meme culture. For anyone who's not, nice, blaze it, is what he's saying, right? 69.420. It's just a small thing, but it's showing that, look, this is where his allegiances lie. This is what he's interested in. This is what entertains him. This is what he feels is worth protecting. Right?
I mean, in the past, he's shown up on like PewDiePie videos and stuff,
Exactly.
Purposely just guesting, because why not?
Because he likes this kind of culture, and he posts memes all the time, so it's fine. But anyway, the interesting part, though, is that he tweeted out the other day, is Twitter dying? Because most of the top accounts rarely post very little content. And he lists Obama, Justin Bieber, Katy Perry, Rihanna, and a bunch of other people I don't really understand or know. And he follows this up with, look, like, Taylor Swift hasn't posted anything in 3 months, and Justin Bieber has only posted once this entire year. And so the question is Twitter dying? Now, I think there's quite a prosaic answer to this, which is just it's dangerous to tweet.
Yes.
Like, it's actually dangerous.
If anything, for the sorts of people in, say, Taylor Swift or Justin Bieber's position, I would actively say that they've taken the right tactic
by not
avoiding
using Twitter.
tweeting, because they've probably seen the atmosphere, which is if I just get even the slightest toe out of line, I'm cancelled.
Yeah.
And also, it's not a bad thing that blue check marks are tweeting less. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm glad they're kind of living under their own reign of terror, frankly.
Yeah.
You know, you get what you deserve in this regard. The thing is as well, right? I was thinking about Twitter the other day because Jack Dorsey was like, I kind of regret making Twitter and this was a mistake and I think I've contributed to it. It's like, yeah, but what did you think you were doing when you made Twitter? Like, you've created a system where everyone can see everything anyone is posting. And then they can reply to it, quote tweet it, and drive their followers to engage with that thing that they've disagreed with. How is this not going to become just a public bullying platform?
Yeah, I mean, there's I don't know if you're aware, there's some Twitter drama going on recently with a trans Twitter personality who streams on Twitch called Keffels, who's been going to all of the conservative pundits and just putting ratio and just do and she has like an army of ratio followers who will just spam all of these accounts.
For them, it's a game. For them, it's a social media game to go and try and bully other people. It's like, yeah, but that's what Twitter, I think, was inevitably going to become.
I do also like the idea of Jack being Anakin Skywalker right after he's murdered Mace Windu, just going, what have I done?
Yeah. Well, you did it. But fair enough for at least recognizing this is bad. But that's the point. It's dangerous to tweet. If you tweet the wrong thing, then you can get in serious trouble. You can get cancelled. Lots of people have been cancelled over individual tweets. So when you've got millions of followers and you're a person with a lot of attention paid to you, I'm not surprised they use it really infrequently. And again, it's the Elon Musk credit that he just flippantly tweets anything, frankly. I like it. Yeah, I like that. But anyway, so going back to Elon Musk joining the Twitter board, right? This was interesting. So the conditions for him joining the Twitter board, because again, it's not a guarantee that you join, but it is in their interest to have their shareholders very close. But Musk's term was set to expire in 2024, and for the entire board term, or 90 days after, he could not be the beneficial owner of more than 14.9% of the company's common stock outstanding. That's fascinating to me. Because it's like, right, you can join the board and bring you in, but you could not own more than 14.9%.
So is this a stipulation if he wants to join the board, they're going to place that restriction on him?
And while he's on the board, he can't buy more than 14.9%, which means he can't engage in a hostile takeover of Twitter and buy 51% of the company and then simply dictate to them what they're going to do.
So what's his result? What's his decision been here?
Well, that's the thing, because like a lot of people are looking at this going, right, that's containment. That is a way of bringing Elon Musk into the fold and making sure he can't do any damage, making sure he can't get any of the results he wants. Because at the end of the day, the Twitter board at the moment is 11 people. He comes on, it's 12 people, and they're all
11v1.
Exactly. He's going to get outvoted on every single issue, and he won't be able to do anything, and he won't be able to buy more stock anyway. So what would be the point of him buying any stock? If essentially all he's going to have done
So this would completely negate him buying it in the first place.
Exactly. Right. And so just to be clear, right, this is a matter of scale. So Twitter, its total market cap, which is the value of all of its stocks, we can get to the next one, John, is $29.05 billion. Right? Now that's a lot to a regular person, and this is based. Their total net worth is $13.36 billion, which is based on the revenues and profits for the last 3 years. Right, so that's a lot to a regular person. But Elon Musk is not a regular person. Elon Musk is the most wealthy man to have ever lived. He is personally worth $290 billion. So he could buy all of Twitter stocks 10 times over with the money that is at his disposal, the resources at his disposal. Right? So not unsurprisingly, them saying, okay, you can join the board, but you can only buy 14.9%, which means that he can't leverage his phenomenal worth to simply buy the controlling stake of Twitter, engage in a hostile takeover, and turn the company into what he wants it to be. That's what they're trying to do, is shackle him with those things. And so he has refused to join the board. as you can see from our Dispatches account. Go follow that, by the way, on Twitter if you use it, and on Getter and everywhere else. Twitter has said that Elon Musk has rejected its offer to join the social media's board. So it's not even that they rejected him, it's that he rejected them. Very interesting.
Making them sweat.
Exactly. Parag Agrawal, he put out a statement, which we'll go through a few points of. You can go to the next one, John. So basically, he talks about how they made all the necessary preparations, and they're excited about him joining. And they say Elon, like all board members, has to act in the best interest of the company and all our shareholders. And so they say, well, he would be appointed contingent on a background check. It's like, you know who Elon Musk is. Yeah, contingent on a background check. What are you talking about?
He's very open with his past.
Well, it's not like you could hide it when you're the richest man in history.
Yeah, everybody knows. I mean, to be fair, there is that terrible rumor that I kept seeing go around. And to be fair, I hadn't ever looked into it before the weekend, where people were saying, oh, Elon Musk got all of his money off his family who were trading blood emeralds in apartheid South Africa.
No,
which is just
PayPal.
It's just not true.
Yeah.
It's not true. He didn't even make it all off PayPal. He made it off a different company he made with his brother before PayPal that he managed to sell for like $304 million. I think the rumor comes from his dad bought some stocks in an emerald mine while they were still in South Africa that didn't make him any money. He went bankrupt. Then Elon and his brother moved to Canada with like no money, got into $100,000 worth of student loan debt, and then managed to build their company up and then sell it off. And now their parents are actually financially dependent on them.
Oh, well,
so that if you've heard that whole thing about Elon Musk being the beneficiary of blood emeralds in South Africa during apartheid, it's absolute BS. Don't listen to it.
Right, okay, I didn't know that, because I had heard that story as well. But I'd only briefly looked into it, and it was like, okay, he was a founder in PayPal, that's how he made loads of money. Okay, great.
Yeah.
But that's very interesting. Anyway, so they carry on saying, well, look, Elon shared he will no longer be joining the board. The crying Wojak is back. I believe this is for the best. Is it? Is it? Is that for the best? Because it seems that Elon is now free to, if he wished to, engage in that hostile takeover with only a fraction of his wealth. He could own Twitter for 10% of his net wealth.
Probably. Well, I mean, if you wanted a dominating share, you probably need 5%.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're right. Or probably less than that now that he already controls 9% of it anyway. So anyway, they say, we have and always will value input from our shareholders, whether they're on our board or not. Elon is our biggest shareholder and we will remain open to his input. Yeah, with the sort of smiling Cersei Lannister face. I can see
Parag with his wine right now.
Exactly. I hope Elon Musk is just like, you know what, I'm sick of this. I'll purchase all of it. There will be distractions ahead, but our goals and priorities remain unchanged. The decisions we make and how we execute is in our hands and no one else's. Let's tune out the noise and stay focused on the work and what we're building. Well, what are you doing? What are you building with Twitter? Like, what's the work?
I mean, since Parag joined as the CEO, started as the CEO, they've been building even more of an echo chamber for leftists.
Absolutely. Like, as soon as Parag began, the suspensions began in earnest. And it was like, wow, I can't believe Jack Dorsey was a limiting factor on who got suspended from Twitter. Like, I really didn't see it coming, but what do I know? But anyway, so just to summarize, it looks like Elon refused to join because of the clause that he couldn't buy more than 14.9% of Twitter. He can easily purchase the majority controlling stake in the company if he wishes. And it looks like Elon has successfully dodged their attempt to contain him. We'll see what happens with that.
If you appreciated that segment from the podcast The Lotus Eaters, you can go to lotuseaters.com to get access to all the premium content we have on the site, such as the Contemplation series that Josh does, this one between Josh and Thomas, on the philosophy of aesthetics. Also, if you'd like to follow Thomas, you can follow him on Getter at Thomas Dowling on Getter. Thank you and goodbye.